St Augustine explains Psalm 1. I will flash the original translation on a scroll and then give a modernized version of his explanation. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. This psalm, while written by King David, is a prophecy of our Lord Jesus. Jesus is the blessed man who we should imitate. Therefore, this psalm not only tells us how Jesus acts, but how we Christians should act to be like him. The man walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. Let us compare Adam the sinner, who listened to ungodly counsel, to Jesus, who rebuked ungodly counsel. The man who came first came from earth, fashioned of dust. The man who came afterwards came from heaven, and his fashion is heavenly. Remember how Adam fell. The ungodly serpent gave counsel to Eve, saying that she should disobey God by eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Eve was deceived by the serpent, and after she had eaten, she gave Adam the fruit to eat also, extending that ungodly counsel to him. By this they sinned. But when the devil tried to deceive Jesus in the desert, our Lord rebuked that ungodly counsel. Do not imitate Adam by listening to the father of lies. Imitate Christ by listening to God the Father. Nor stands in the way of sinners. The blessed man Jesus also does not stand in the way of sinners. Yes, he lived among sinners when he came down from heaven and was born on earth, but he did not stand in the way of sinners in the sense that he did not allow the enticements of the world to hold him, and so he did not sin, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. What is this seat, and who are the scoffers? We can imagine that the seat represents the thrones of power in this world, and those who scoff are those who think themselves greater than others because they possess power. But Jesus did not pridefully desire an earthly kingdom. When Satan offered him all the kingdoms of the world, Jesus refused. Almost everyone craves earthly power and glory. Power is not evil, but if it is loved more than God and abused, it becomes evil, because it causes rulers to imagine themselves to be greater than they are, and in their pride they insult both God and their fellow man, thus scoffing at the lowly. And in their scoffing, they spread blasphemies like a disease or a pestilence to all those within their reach. Remember instead the advice of St. Paul. Avoid such godless chatter, for it will lead people into more and more ungodliness, and their talk will eat its way like a cancer. Consider also the order of the words in the psalm. The blessed man does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. First walking, then standing, then sitting. For this is the very model of a sinner falling away from God. First, the sinner walks away, turning his face from God. Then he stands, taking pleasure in sin. Then he sits, when comfortable in sin and confirmed in his pride. The sinner, then, cannot be moved to go back, unless he is set free from sin by Jesus, the blessed man who has never walked in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stood in the way of sinners, nor sat in the seat of scoffers.